Hey guys, I am going to deal today about how to select a journal for your article. I am Arunachalam for Sairam Academy. This is a very often encountered question. Which journal should I select for my article publication? Not only in the field of physical therapy, this is being discussed in every field. Yes, now why publishing in a particular journal is very important for a professional. For an individual perspective, if you see, if I publish in physical therapy related journals, physiotherapy related journals, very frequently my name will become very renowned, my citation goes up, and more number of physiotherapists will view my article globally because I am going into a specific genre of research, that is physiotherapy research. If I publish in irrelevant areas like biomedicine, medicine related journals, just for the sake that this journal accepts my article, whatever garbage I put into that particular journal, then you are going to land up with citation issues. Your citation is going to go down. Nobody is going to cite your article because people who are looking into research references will not look into biomedicine journals for getting a physiotherapy article. Hope you understand the basic mistake what we have been doing all these days. Yes, we are going into this presentation now. So there are certain points to be considered when you are publishing your article. Before going into this, I'll tell you article means the research work what you are having in your hand, which you are trying to publish. Where you are going to publish that particular locus is called as the journal. Okay, so when I say article, that is your stuff, and journal means in which you're going to publish. Just basic understanding, certain people don't know this. Field of the study. The field of study of your article should also match with the field of study of the journal. For example, physiotherapy, nursing, social health, all these things. What field you belong to, you should most probably present in that particular field of just a journal. Next is aim and objective of a study or scope of the journal. So you have some aims and objectives, right? Likewise, every journal has their scope. So you have to go into the scope of the journal. For example, if you find a journal with physiotherapy and kinetics, they will deal or everything and anything about the kinetics involved in the management of patients by physiotherapy. So in that journal, if you are going to go and present an article about a modality being used for an pain relief or something like that, that may not be his choice of articles, or that may not be his interest, so he will definitely reject yours. So the objective and aim of your study should align with the scope of the journal. This you have to see. Next very important thing is what type of research the journal publishes. If you see, many journals nowadays do not publish case studies, case series, case control studies. They have their own options. Or else, if you see, some journals will publish only review articles. So in those journals, what are all the format of research which is being published, you have to go and see that. Otherwise, again, there is every possibility of your research getting rejected. Open access or subscription based, this is very important because you will finish all your procedure and finally you land up asking 3000 US dollars for your publication. So this is not the scenario what we want into, because if you are not a funded researcher, definitely you would like to publish your journal free of cost, because the international standards are not affordable for developing countries like India. So what you have to see is whether it is an open access journal or a subscription based journal. Open access is very simple. You present your article to the journal, he publishes it. Everybody, anybody in this world can see your article, full text article, free of cost. They need not pay anything. Whereas in this scenario, the researcher has to pay for the journal because he cannot publish anything for free, right? So the researcher has to pay to the journal person, when it is open access. But in case if it's a subscription based journals, most of the journals do not take money. It is free for the author, but if a person is going to download your article, that is going to cost for him. He has to pay certain dollars and download that for uh, from the journal website. So what is the difference between this? Open access will give you a lot of citation. Anybody can see your article and he can quote your article, but subscription based journals, mostly you won't get much of citation, and your ideas and research product will not be marketed globally. If it is subscription based, it will be definitely limited compared to open access. So that's why most of the journals now support open access policies. If you are a funded person doing a research, well and good, go with open access. If you are non-funded, you are having you have to fund for your own research, then go for subscription based. Next is impact factor. This is very important. Impact factor, if the impact factor is more than 1 or 2, it is going to be very tough for Indian standard research. So try to keep the impact factor as low as possible. That will help you in reducing the workload to publish the article. Indexing bodies. So which are the indexing bodies? This is a spot of concern for most of us. There are three main indexing bodies in medical research as of now. The first one, very authentic, is Science Citation Index. The second thing is the Scopus Indexed, and the third is PubMed and Medline Index. So these things, what is these indexes? Standardized journals are being collected and they have been branded as Science Citation Indexed, Scopus Indexed, and PubMed Indexed. So it is very tough to publish in Science Citation Indexed, very colloquially called as Thomson Reuters or Clarivate Analysis journals. It is little tougher, a little less tougher to present in PubMed or Medline Index journal, and there are Scopus Index journals through in which you can sneak in through, but you should make sure whether they are still indexed with these three bodies. Sometimes journals may not reveal this fact that they are no more indexed with these bodies. They might have got an indexing in 2018 or 19, but 2020 they might have been delisted from these indexing bodies. You have to make sure that that is a very tricky thing nowadays. Most of the journals are doing, unless otherwise you ask, they will not tell. If your article is compatible with journal requirement, is your article compatible with the journal requirement, that is the number of words, page numbers, how many number of pictures which are recommended, how many number of references you have to give, all these things a journal will definitely prescribe. This is what I expect you to present. If the journal expects 2000 words for a original article, original research, if you present 4000 words, he will just like that reject your article. You may not know what is the reason. Some journals will reply, otherwise some will not reply, saying that this journal do not publish such articles, or your article do not comply with our norms. That is what the answers mostly given. So please make your article suitable for the journal requirements. Next is frequency of publication is very important, because many journals publishes 6 times a year, 12 times a year. That is rapid publishing journals. They are all in these journals you can easily publish your article. Just imagine 10 articles per issue. In a year, if a journal publishes 12 issues, then you have you have 120 articles getting into that particular journal. Okay, so your probability is more there. If that journal is publishing only 2 times a year, then maximum 20 articles will be eligible for publication. So your probability of acceptance is very less there. So try to see whether the journal is publishing very frequently. Next is rapid publishing or not. There is some criteria for the peer review period, that is how long a journal takes for reviewing and coming up with the first decision whether to publish it or not. From decision making to publication, how many duration. So if you see, if you select a rapidly publishing journal, that is going to help you in publishing your article very soon. So you have to see how rapidly they are publishing, what is the time duration for the review process. Next is acceptance rate. If your journal acceptance rate is 10, 15, 20, then there is every possibility of rejection. That means out of 100 articles submitted to the journal, it is accepting only 10 or 15. That means 80 to 85% is getting rejected. So try to keep the acceptance percent more in the journal in which you are presenting. Try to find out such journals and present in that, so it will help you in publishing faster. Then what is a review type? You single blinded reviewing process and double blinded reviewing process do play a role in publishing, because double blinded is always better, because the reviewer do not know who is the person who is publishing, and the researcher also do not know who is reviewing your article, so this avoids a lot of bias in this process. But single blinded is also fine compared to standard reviewing process, so this is of not much significance. Just for the sake of inclusion, I have included it. The last is competitiveness. If you see where to see for competitiveness, I will tell you in the next slide, next presentation. If the competitiveness is easy, then it is very easy to accept. Otherwise, if it is strong, the journal is not ready to compromise for even a small thing, and the precision which expected from the article is very high, and you are going to be put into a lot of strenuous work to publish your article. So these are the things what you have to consider for publishing your article. So just make a list of this. Just keep a checklist and find out whether this journal suits your article or not. Fine. Thank you. See you with the next presentation. Bye. Good night.